in this video, I'm going to be not riding Nalia. I'm going to be demonstrating different types of bits, but only two, because I only have two different types of bits that will fit Nalia, and kind of a how to fit the bridle. I'm out of breath after saying that. I'm not used to talking that much out of time. So for the throat latch, we'll start there, because that's like the normal spot. Just anywhere from 3 to 4 fingers. As you can see, it's just loose enough to not choke them. Where if she flexes her head, wow, it's actually, she flexed her head decently. I'm not used to that. She gives to it. Okay, so after a slight interruption, we're back. And if I just clip the bit on, or not the bit, but clip the hook onto the bit, this isn't really proper to use a lead line, but it works good enough. And then if I just come around to over here and take the, or not the reins, the lead line through, and then if you come over here, you can see that when I pull on it, that's what she does. And then this curb chain is what it's supposed to be. Quit chewing. It's just to make sure that the bit doesn't slide through the mouth. I do want to get like some baling twine or something just to make it a little bit snugger, because it's not supposed to be this loose. Because she can get it in her mouth, it's just not very likely. And of course she listens pretty good to this. Good girl. See, she's good with it. And then how I like to fit mine is there's a whole huge argument going on. And it's been going on for who knows how long now, of how tight or how loose you put your bit. So some people, I know that there's, I think like 2 Western people I've seen on YouTube that like to flap their bit. They like it real loose, they like it hang in their mouth. See? She's very uncomfortable with that. Oh no. I think she's trying to eat something. She was trying to eat. I'll quit doing that. Might even take it off just a hole. Just to see if that'll kind of make her a little bit more comfortable. No. Still trying to experiment with stuff. I've been using a halter for riding a lot. So now she kind of calmed down. But I like no wrinkles to at most 1 wrinkle. At most, if you have a horse with a really small mouth or another somewhat decent bay. If I draw pretty much, it's kind of hard to explain, but 2 lines. Like one going straight from the chin out to the nose. Like pretty much kind of on the tip of their nose, but I don't know, it's really hard to explain. But if I draw a straight line and then one going straight along their mouth, it should be perpendicular to each other, and that's about where I like to sit, right by the chin groove. And that's where your chain also sits, or strap or whatever. And then if you look inside of her mouth, there's no teeth. So I'm not hitting teeth, not hurting her. Her teeth start up here. I could pull it up a little bit, but what most people do is they'll really pull it up in her, or him, pull it up in their mouth like that, and they'll get some wrinkles. Some people say 1, some people say 2, some people even go with 3, but that's a little bit on the extreme side. Not really many people do that. I don't know. Did I loosen that too far? Oh, I know. She's not used to a bit. I'm sorry, Nalia. Just calm down. She doesn't like this. It's okay, Nanil. She'll get used to it. If I just leave it alone, she gets used to it. But if I start pulling on it and adjusting it, she starts to do that. It's kind of normal. And another good indicator is if you hear the bit being clanked and it sounds like somebody's chewing on the bit, that's an indicator it's either too tight or too loose and their teeth are in the way. So if it's way up, drop it down. If it's way down, pull it up. That's how you know. Don't let it hit their teeth. Their teeth are very sensitive. It's like whacking your teeth with a spoon. It hurts, right? It hurts, so don't do that.
Don't try it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really try it. And then if you just stay there, Nanil. Okay, so I have the second bit on. This is the leverage bit, and I forgot to mention that the other one was just a snaffle. There's a ton of different snaffles, and it was just a smooth round stainless steel with copper, kind of. I think it's like like the stainless steel has been carved out, and that's been like inlaid in it or embedded in it. So yeah, that's what I like. I like copper. Some people like sweet iron and then it rusts, and I don't like the idea of rust in a horse's mouth, so I don't do it. This one is kind of rusted. I think that was a sweet iron. But let me demonstrate what happens when you pull. And there's supposed to be 2 fingers under here, so that's about good. That's what happens. She's like, what the heck is that? She doesn't know. She does not understand it properly. And sadly, I see way too many people using these. And then when they start riding, oh I know, she doesn't like this. She's been a good horse though. They'll be kind of pulling like this constantly, and they'll pull tighter to get them to stop. And sadly, there's even worse things than these. There's ones that are straight. There's ones that have these big ports that go up in their mouths. You can easily rip open the roof of their mouth. Some of them are wider. So then you start digging into their bars. Some of them do tongue pressure, which I'm not totally against, but I'm not totally with. So this I used to ride in the town a bit, but luckily it was in a pretty bad combination bridle that didn't really allow it to work properly because of this. I hate that action. If you were to put your fingers under here and pull it, I can really feel that. It's extreme. Just that little bit of pull, you can feel that instant touch. Oh wow. You can feel that. Now can you imagine if I started to fall, she started to buck or rear or go crazy, and I started to pull really hard? No. You can easily break their jaws. Right down here, under the chin. 2 fingers.
Oh yeah.
Dude, see?
That one for sure.
You're supposed to
get a bruise on there.
Do more of neck reining, which is like this, but even then, you're still applying that pressure, which I don't like. I'm hugely against these bits. I hate them. I'm only keeping this bit for demonstration purposes. I hate seeing riders that think it's okay to use these and that upgrade through bits to use these. It's extremely sad.
Is there another thing where the bit will also poke up into their mouth?
If this bit is not fitted quite snugly, like this should be a little bit bigger, but it can pinch, like the bit can slightly collapse, even just that slight little bit of collapsing, and then you start pulling, that adds a lot of pokey tongue pressure. The ones with the big ports is what they're called in the mouth. If I start rotating with it, it digs up into their roof of their mouth. These are not bits to play with. If you're a beginner rider, don't even think about it. If you're an extremely advanced rider that hardly uses the reins, like, look at a reining horse. Watch the sliding stop. They do this.
Hannah.
They do barely anything to their mouths because they're using their body. To get there, not quite like that, but it's better.
Yeah.
Wait. Andrew wants to ask me a question or something. But I don't like them. I do not like them. And people that I see using these, I'm like, why are you doing that?
You hate the saying what they put in the horse.
I want to go up in bits. Seriously, Natalia.
You just bloated snot all over me.
I want to go up in bits and then downgrade back to the very bottom, back to the halter, side pull, wheel, hackamore, whatever I'm using. I'll downgrade back through that until eventually I'm at tackless. That's my goal. Tackless. More about that eventually. But it's just, I don't like seeing people that use these. I love seeing people that use these fitted correctly and using them correctly. I love seeing that. And I'm like, yes, you're a good rider. I love that. Especially the Mylar bits. Those are amazing because if it is a little bit big and you do end up collapsing it a little bit, it can't pinch them. These can sometimes poke them in the roof of the mouth, and people demonstrate. They poke them in the roof of the mouth, they stab them, they pinch their bars because they're doing this, pushing them together.
Imagine having a bit in their mouth, like... like that.
I mean, if you make it do that, then
But
yeah.
yes, they make it do that. And I'm like, why? That's not what the bit does. It lays in their mouth.
Ginger, you have your mouth and just resting inside the hay bale.
And this rests in their mouth like that. Well, actually more like that, I guess. And then you pick up on the reins, it does it does lip pressure. But do you see it collapsing?
No.
Here, Andrew, you're going to be my demonstration. Do you see it collapsing?
I don't really understand what the collapsing is for.
This, the nutcracker.
Very little, but
It goes
not
back. It goes back. You don't want down. I don't want my horse's head tucked in. I don't want them being these fancy little tucked in heads. Let's see if she can do it. Yep. I don't like that.
No dressage.
Yeah, I like their heads to be comfortable. If that's comfortable, okay. I prefer their heads to be
bad. Relax.
down and out, like that. Maybe even a little bit lower. That's just my preference. So,
Also,
real quickly,
Hannah,
Nil-Nil,
I also realized that a horse's head kind of moves like an excavator, with
yeah, kind of does.
their neck being the boom and then their head being the stick.
Yeah, kind of does.
Except there ain't no bucket.
And again, with the leverage bit,
Ooh.
don't do it tight. You hear it clanging on their teeth. Loosen it or tighten it to get it away from their teeth. Never have them biting the bits. You see it a lot in plastic and rubber bits, where they'll have chew marks because it's being pulled up too tight. They can't chew it with their gums. Hard plastic, they cannot chew it with their gums. You will not hear the teeth grinding on the bit if there are no teeth. That is what I think.
Yeah,
So-
it's just a little demonstration video of why you don't use these bits.
Just stop. So I hope now, I want people to see this. And if you find this, share it. Show people. I want people to understand this is what they're doing to their horses. And I don't like that. The horses don't like that. It's extremely painful, especially in hard hands. Go look at the dressage horses when they have shank bits. Look at their mouths. Always look at the mouths. First thing I look for, what are the reins doing? What are the hands doing? Are the reins loose? Are the reins tight? Are the reins snug? If they're tight, I go right down to the bit. If the mouth is open and slobbery, it is uncomfortable. It's having a difficult time breathing because it's trying to pull its tongue in, and then it makes it difficult for them to breathe because you're pulling too hard or you have the incorrect bit. Look at the mouth. Well, actually, look at the reins. Look at the hands. Look at the mouth of the horse, and make your judgment from there. So I just hope that this will help spread some more awareness, I guess, so that people can understand the difference between
The best bit?
this bit, a snaffle. It's not quite loose ring, but it's like a weird shaped D-ring, and a shanks bit. This isn't even a bad shank bit, and Alia hates it. You saw what she was doing. She was like reacting to it. She was just scared. She was scared of it.
Yeah, because she knows that thing will
Uh-huh.
move.
So
Ginger
I
just doing this.
yeah. I still just hope that you can understand this and understand the impact of it. And I also hope to see you in the next one. Bye.